10 Best Practices for Effective DevOps in 2023. DevOps best practices have gained enormous fame in the last few years by empowering organizations to accomplish scale. These days, organizations are increasingly partnering with reliable IT outsourcing service providers for programming and software development. DevOps extends support to projects and maintains secure processes with software service providers, enhancing the efficiency of project execution and delivery. It works in
But before we start moving forward, make sure to subscribe channel and click on the bell icon. Sprintzeal provides training programs, certification programs on their websites. If you're interested in them, do check out the links in the description.
Conjunction with Agile principles, offering next-level collaboration and communication between organizations, programming specialists, and software service providers. A Puppet study found that IT departments implementing DevOps best practices deploy programming software 200 times quicker on average than those not utilizing DevOps. In short, these DevOps practices focus on teamwork and practices like continuous testing and conveyance. Some entrepreneurs feel that transforming from a conventional method for building technology by implementing DevOps best practices is time-consuming. Discovering ways to improve business efficiency is challenging. For software and app development companies, streamlining the process for customers is crucial. DevOps methodologies and best practices offer an excellent solution to reduce errors and delays in projects. DevOps emphasizes teamwork, continuous testing, and delivery. Some entrepreneurs find the transition time-consuming, but the benefits are worth it. Studies indicate that 65% of organizations that adopt DevOps best practices experience improved program quality. Top 10 DevOps best practices for effective implementation in 2023. In today's digital landscape, the adoption of DevOps practices has become increasingly crucial for organizations striving to stay competitive and deliver software at a rapid pace. As remote work continues to be the prevailing work arrangement, it is essential to understand the best practices that can empower teams to effectively implement DevOps in 2023. This article presents the top 10 DevOps best practices 2023 for successful DevOps implementation, providing valuable insights to help organizations streamline their development processes, enhance collaboration, and achieve greater efficiency in the dynamic world of software delivery. DevOps Best Practice 1. Testing automation. One of the greatest concerns you and your group should have when building software or application is keeping the code clean and bug-free. While this may seem like a moderately simple and clear procedure, it is definitely not. Attempting to physically test each bit of code composed for another program isn't just time-consuming, it is also inefficient. This is the reason for embracing both DevOps and testing automation as a need and priority in implementing DevOps best practices. Permitting software projects to deal with the unremarkable coding tasks engaged with the software development procedure can be useful. This not just helps you keep away from normal human errors, but it additionally enables your engineers to concentrate on other tasks. When it comes to choosing the best DevOps software, there are several top contenders in the market. Tools like Jenkins, GitLab, Docker, Kubernetes, and Ansible have consistently proven to be reliable and effective in automating workflows, facilitating collaboration, and ensuring seamless integration across development and operations teams. DevOps Best Practice 2. Logging and monitoring. In considering DevOps best practices, most organizations hold on to DevOps as an approach to accelerate the software and application development process. They have to avoid losing sight of the significance of monitoring and logging. As your development project progresses, coping with DevOps practices, you have to ensure by DevOps testing best practices and streamlining. By observing the entirety of the code being developed and logging any errors discovered, you can address functionality and operational issues before they harm your program. DevOps Best Practice 3. Continuous integration. Previously, development projects were separated into huge lumps of work. This meant that the developers would work away on long sections of code for quite a long time. Assuming this was one of the best DevOps practices to take on a development project, they saw that their work would consistently be filled with mistakes and bugs. The non-stop mix model permits engineers to incorporate their work promptly into the general tasks on various occasions a day or week. By grasping consistent coordination in DevOps best practices, you can guarantee the DevOps procedure is fruitful. The continuous integration tools in DevOps maintains proper system of work. Continuous integration is a critical practice in DevOps, ensuring that code changes are frequently merged into a shared repository. Most developers like the model of continuous integration DevOps since it permits them to mitigate risks and discover issues in a hurry. DevOps Best Practice 4 Regulation Compliance. Even after the implementation of the best DevOps, administrative compliance will, in any case, be pertinent and developers won't have root access to production servers. Rather, they will utilize identical mechanisms that oversee production and non-production servers and will limit potential issues implementing DevOps best practices. DevOps Best Practice 5 Information Sharing. Keep informed about all the progress across the organization. Status updates, failures, and other notifications can help an organization stay on the same page and increase productivity, speed, and efficiency. DevOps Best Practice 6 Security. In order to practice effective DevOps, make sure you address security sooner in the development cycle, i.e., IT security teams must be involved from the beginning. DevOps security best practices must be an integral part of the product and cannot be looked like something which can be addressed later on. DevOps Best Practice 7 Ensure continuous feedback among teams. To ensure continuous feedback among the teams to spot issues, gaps and inefficiency, you'll need feedback loops to automate communication that processes the needs and support your chosen DevOps tools. The right DevOps tools will identify the problem or issue using automated or manual mechanisms, and tag the issue so that the developers understand the reason for the occurrence of the issue or problem. DevOps Best Practice 8 Monitor DevOps performance. Ultimately, by applying DevOps best practices, the goal of DevOps is to deliver faster production mechanisms. This can be improved by monitoring the performance of DevOps, with performance indicators such as deployment time, failure rate, etc. This can help the organizations to continuously monitor and find out the areas to be optimized, which in turn enhances the delivery speed. This should be practiced in order to make DevOps successful. DevOps Best Practice 9 Employee Benchmarking. It is always recommended to do some benchmarking for the latest updated DevOps good practices created by the DevOps team. Understand the infrastructure requirements and also make sure you do performance testing at this stage. It helps you to gain deeper insights as to what updates of DevOps best practices will be required in the future. DevOps Best Practice 10 Use DevOps tools that work with more than one cloud. DevOps are available as a part of a cloud platform. Most organizations prefer most used DevOps tools, which can be found in the larger cloud platform. But, these DevOps practices may limit and lock DevOps on a single cloud platform. Hence the organizations can deploy applications on various clouds in order to avoid the limited options.
If you found this video informative and useful, we'll always bring new concepts explained for you, so stay tuned with Sprintzeal, and if you like the video, do share. If have any doubts or queries, do let us know in the comment section. Use the coupon code YouTube10 in our website to get 10% off on all our courses.